All right, ladies and gentlemen, the closing bell. What the heck are they applauding for? I got to ask Rob that when we get to Rob, when he's allowed to come on screen. What do they applaud for when the Dow crashed 320-something points or more? Yeah, 330 points or more. All right, here's the bad news. If you got a weak stomach, keep the TV on, of course, but, you might want to go to the kitchen and get a drink or something. Here we go. That was, by the way, that was EMT squared. Even Einstein couldn't help with today's numbers. But thank you very much. Here, it's not a laughing matter, and I know that Greg down in Florida, whose whole life is tied up in the S&P, is not laughing. Let's go. The Dow down 332, down almost 2%, 17,662. It's now down almost a percent for the year. The Nasdaq down 82, 1.7%. 4,859. It's still up for the year, 2.6%. But the S&P also in negative territory for the year, down 0.7%. It was down 35.26 to close at $2,044 or 2,044 points. So, what on earth, Mr. Rob? By the way, Rob Williams, Newsmax Finance Deputy Editor, with the closing bell report. What the heck happened?
Thanks, Steve.
Welcome,
it started weak in Asia. Chinese factory prices fell by 5%, which was a lot worse than anybody expected. So if the Chinese aren't selling anything, that's pretty worrisome for the entire global economy.
All right, so, okay, and I don't doubt your word.
That was the
first
to
thing.
begin with, yes.
Okay, well, then there might be more, which might be in line with my question, because I heard a lot today that stocks are just, you've heard, we've had the guy on here who ran for mayor of New York. He said the rent is too damn high, that stock prices are too damn high, and you can't expect them to stay that way, and this is what's going to happen.
Well, there are very worrisome things, especially earnings trends, which have declined considerably in the last few months since the beginning of the year. They survey analysts and ask them what do they expect, and those have really fallen quite a bit. And if you don't get earnings growth, then it's very hard to get stock prices up, and it makes people really look at why markets have risen. Is it because of stock buybacks? Is it because of record low interest rates?
Right.
And record low interest rates may be coming to an end, which is a big thing.
Another part of the 1-2 punch. But this is the dollar's rising at the second fastest rate in 40 years.
Right. Yeah. Well, you have Asia, countries like Japan just printing yen left and right. You have Europe just flooding the markets with euros. And the dollar is seen as a safe haven, and with the possibility of rising interest rates, there'll be fewer dollars in circulation. But it's very disruptive what's going on with the dollar.
And yet, small business optimism arose last month in February to the third highest in 8 years. Well, how do you reconcile all this?
That's what's really odd. Is today's data were actually pretty good. Small business owners are very optimistic. They're talking about hiring. They did their expectations for sales fell a little bit, but they're not terrible.
And when you combine this with the people who quit their jobs, a 14-year high, job openings, 5 million job openings in the United States waiting to be filled. So, I mean, is it mostly China or
well, labor indicators they're a lagging indicator, So the market is always looking 6 months to a year ahead, let's say. And so they don't like what they see.
Well, talking about ahead, tomorrow you got the petroleum status report, and on Thursday we have retail sales, which is going to play into everything we're talking about.
Right.
Rob, thank you.
Thanks,
as always,
Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully better news tomorrow. And if you would like to take control of your financial future, you go to Newsmax Finance, Newsmax.com/finance, Newsmax.com/finance. There it is on the screen. Two people who took control of their financial future. Look what they get to do, walk on the beach. That could be you, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean the beach in a good way, not in an unemployed way. When we come back, it's going to be Gimme 5 next, right here on the Steve Malzberg Show, only on Newsmax Television. Don't go away.